Which Side Podcast is a proud member of the Which Side Media Collective.
Just whistling a little John Sakars there.
Yeah, you are. That's who we have on this week. This is episode 63.
63.
Can you believe that?
I can't.
I can because I just looked at the number. Actually, I didn't. I'm lying.
You didn't look at the number. I'm looking it up right now to make
I'm
sure.
actually full on just guessing what the number is.
And let's see if you're right.
Yeah, I have no idea if I'm right or not.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you know where I always check? I always check out Vegan Feed.
I do too, actually. That's where I just checked.
So check out veganfeed.com. There's awesome podcasts and blogs and other stuff there.
It loads faster than iTunes.
Yeah.
And we're on the front page, so.
So yeah, it's always easy.
Cool.
So is it 63?
It is 63.
See, I got a good memory.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, this week we have John Sakars on from YouTube fame.
Yeah.
Would you call it fame?
Yeah, he's a partner.
I would say fame.
Yeah,
totally.
He's a YouTube
totally.
partner, so.
You either love him or hate him. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So
You got he's got great songs on there, as well as skits and comedy acts all around veganism. So be sure to check it out.
yeah, we're right after this. Before we go into it, we're gonna play one of my favorite ones. It's called "Vegan as Fuck." So stay tuned for that, and then we'll have a newer one at the end that he wanted to play. So stay tuned for those.
Sweet.
And you can always check him out. Just Google or go to YouTube and look up John Sakars.
That's Sakars.
ARS. That's right.
So for events this week, let's see.
Yeah, what events do we have going on?
You can do Make a Smoothie Monday.
Make a Smoothie Monday, and there's always Spray Paint Your Neighbor Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Spray Paint Your Neighbor's car.
Yeah, on Tuesdays. We don't encourage actually spray painting your neighbor's car. It's just an event.
It's an event.
Might happen.
Somebody put it on the calendar. You're responsible for your own actions.
Like Weed Your Neighbor's Lawn Wednesday it's not really.
Is that plant weed in your neighbor's lawn Wednesdays?
It doesn't really say. It just says weed your neighbor's lawn. It could be both.
I mean, that's kind of irresponsible to plant weed in your neighbor's lawn because they're going to mow it and you're never going to be able to cultivate it.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I mean, seriously, pot smokers, get a little smarter about where you're planting your weed.
It's true.
Yeah. Speaking of pot smokers, I was dragging out the intro here, but the only reason I found out who was going to the Super Bowl was because of a meme that said something to the effect of Washington and Colorado both legalize pot, both have teams going to the Super Bowl. I'm like, what?
Slingshot of the whatever.
I love it. Did you know in 1932, on January 23rd, 500 New York City tenants battled the police to prevent evictions?
Really?
1932.
That's pretty cool.
Fucking battling the police.
Yeah.
Why the fuck aren't we out there battling the police?
I don't know. That was the time of Gatsby.
Seriously. Hope you guys enjoy this. Sorry for my sickly voice.
For the poor production quality.
It's not poor production quality.
It's user.
Poor content creator quality.
Oh, that's true. We got pretty nice mics.
The production quality is not bad. I mean, it could be better if I understood it more.
Yeah.
But fuck that.
Here's
John.
Yeah.
Well, first, here's Vegan as Fuck. Then there's John.
Get that fucking meat away from me. I'm vegan as fuck. Vegan as fuck. Get those fucking eggs away from me. I'm vegan as fuck. Vegan as fuck. Get that fucking milk away from me. I'm vegan as fuck. Vegan as fuck. Get those corpses and secretions away from me. I'm vegan as fuck. Vegan as fuck. I'm a fucking vegan. I'm a fucking vegan. I'm a fucking vegan. Vegan. I'm a fucking vegan. I'm a fucking vegan. I'm a fucking vegan. Vegan. Get that fucking fur away from me. I'm vegan as fuck. Vegan as fuck. Get that fucking leather away from me. I'm vegan as fuck. Vegan as fuck. Get that fucking wool away from me. I'm yours to use for anything. Leave the animals the fuck alone. You've got to live your life with integrity. It is meant for you to go vegan as fuck. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side? Which side are you on? 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 Which side are you on?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, we can hear you.
Good. I turned my computer off and turned it back on again, and that worked. It's working now.
That's usually the best way to fix it.
Are we
Yeah, I'm
recording?
sorry. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, it's not a problem.
Can we still have a talk today then, or?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, great.
So I'm
Well,
Jeremy,
Mr.
by the way, and there's Jordan here also.
Hey.
Hello, Jeremy and Jordan.
How are you doing?
Good. Thank you. How are you?
Doing
I'm
well.
all right. I gotta apologize for my voice. We have like terrible fucking pollution here, and it wreaks havoc on my throat. So
Okay, you're in a new location now, or?
no, I lived here my whole life. So each year it just gets worse.
Okay, I thought your assistant messaged me and she said that you moved or something like that. So.
She recently moved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah, no worries. So we usually like to jump right in. We're pretty laid back. So you have any questions or anything?
No. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I do.
Cool.
So, one, how long have you been vegan, and what made you go vegan?
I've been vegan for 16 years, and what made me go vegan is I was 27, and I spoke with a coworker, and at the time I was really into lifting weights, and I was eating a lot of the foods that my bodybuilding heroes were eating, lots of animal protein, chicken breast, tuna, egg whites, and things like that. And my coworker said, John, did you know all that meat's not good for you? It's been linked to cancer. And so I went to the library, and I saw a book called Old MacDonald's Factory Farm, and I thought that sounded like an interesting title, so I started reading, and I was shocked to read about all the animal cruelty. And so over the next couple of months, I got the animal products out of my life. I dropped the meat right away, but then I kept eating some eggs and dairy for a couple of months, and I was just worried about getting enough protein. And then I learned more about nutrition, and I learned we don't need to eat any animal products to be healthy. And so, yeah, so now I've been vegan for 16 years.
Where did you grow up? Like not grow up, but where were you when you made that choice to be vegan?
Oh, in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. I've lived here my whole life.
Oh, okay. How is the vegan scene there?
Oh, it's good. It's fine. My life, I'm on the internet a lot, so a lot of the friends I have are around the world, and so I need to socialize more in my own city. I go to Toronto a lot. I know a lot of vegan friends in Toronto. That's only an hour and a half away, so I go there a lot to do different activism. When I'm in Niagara Falls, I'm mainly just working on making my videos and things like that. And I also hand out leaflets. I go to travel around and hand out. I volunteer for a group called Vegan Outreach, and they send me leaflets, and I go to universities and hand them out. I'm going for March and April. I'm going on a tour around Canada, Ontario, Quebec, British Columbia, to hand out leaflets at universities.
And that's through Vegan Outreach?
Correct.
I love Vegan Outreach.
Yeah.
Are you? Oh, you're. See, the last time I was on a podcast, they were not vegans. Are you two vegans or?
I'm going on 22 years.
Oh, awesome.
About 15, 16 myself.
Oh, cool. That's fantastic. Good for you. Wonderful.
So you're among friends here.
Oh, nice.
Sorry. So you probably thought that robot joke wasn't funny.
Well, I've been talking about robots with a friend of mine because I'm interested in robots, and I saw a robot online that you could chat with, and I thought it'd be good to have a vegan version because I was chatting with this online robot, and her name is Alice, didn't know much about veganism, so I thought it'd be good to have a vegan robot. So my friend, I came up with a veg bot. So yeah, I'm interested in robots, artificial intelligence, and how we can get artificial intelligence working for the animals too.
Sweet.
So what have you come up with?
Well, my friend was working on a veg bot. It's a clone of Alice, but you can program the VegBot to be able to answer questions about veganism. I haven't been active with this, but I came up with the idea, and so she's running with it and working on this VegBot.
That's a fucking awesome idea.
It is for several reasons because, well, the Alice robot I was communicating with, she said she can chat with 3,000 people at the same time. So imagine that's like having 3,000 volunteers or employees working for you. And it'd be non-confrontational because the robots don't get emotional. And so, if the person made smart aleck comments, oh, I love bacon, then the robot would just spew back facts about, what happens to the pigs and all of that sort of thing. And you could get recipes, and the veg robot would know anything about veganism. And moral support, like kids would go on and say, oh, I ate all my fruits and veggies today. And the VegBot would say, oh, that's awesome. Good for you. So, yeah, I think it's a good idea. If anyone wants to go with it, I don't know if either of you know anything about programming robots, but yeah, take the idea.
I know about programming, so I could do it on the end where it's all computer based, but that's awesome. Lot of work to go into that.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can somehow figure out a way to make some money. Have a website with some advertising on it or something. But it is a good idea for whoever has that knowledge how to program.
Definitely. So, what got you into making your videos?
Well, it was about 5 years ago, and my brother, he bought a video camera just to experiment with it, and he got bored with it, and he said, hey, John, want to buy my video camera? I'll sell it to you for half price. And I said, well, what would I do with a video camera? And so he said, okay, we'll just borrow it. And then I wrote a little song. I dressed up in a cow costume and wrote a little song from the perspective of a mother cow, her feeling sad about her babies being taken away. And then I uploaded it, and people liked it, and I thought it was fun. And I'm into music. I played drums in bands for years, and I like language and rhythm and melody, so I got into writing songs. I'm not a good guitar player, but with just a few chords, you can write songs. And then I started acting and putting on wigs and costumes, and yeah, I think it's magical. I'm grateful for the internet. In the old days, if I wanted someone in Australia to see me perform, I'd either have to go there or mail a VHS tape or something. So I just think it's amazing how I can just upload videos to YouTube, and it's really wonderful.
So what's your favorite video you've made so far?
Probably my favorite video is Shit Meat Eaters Say, because first of all, I like the people who eat animals, pre-vegans, they can realize that a lot of the comments they make aren't original. I basically covered most of the things that they say in the video, and vegans like it because it makes them not feel alone. They realize someone else has heard all the same comebacks. God put animals here for us to eat, and all these different things. And it was fun to act a little bit and put that video together. And all I did was I made Shit Meat Eaters Say Part 1, and all the comments I got under that video gave me material for parts 2 and 3. So
I was going to ask, what's the top number one shit that a meat eater would say? Do you think? What's the number one thing?
Yeah, I get a lot of it, and they say a lot of it is, what about other animals eat animals? We're animals too. So that's probably the top one, I would say. And they say, oh, are you going to go tell all the lions to go vegan now, or all the sharks? Yeah, that's probably the top one from my perspective. Yeah.
And how do you respond to that?
Well, I say, certain animals are obligate carnivores, like, lions. They can't make a veggie burger or something like that. So, but we can make compassionate choices. We can choose to not eat animals. And I've been vegan for 16 years, and we can get all our nutrients from whole plant foods. The only supplement I take a vitamin B12, and other than that, I get all my nutrition from whole plant foods. So yeah, that's my comeback.
A long time ago, I read a really interesting study that I've never looked into since. That was natural ways of getting B12, and one of the funniest ones that I remember was not brushing your teeth.
Oh wow! Oh my gosh! Yeah, I wouldn't want to try that. That's funny. That's interesting. I saw one video. It was from a raw foodist, and he said for his B12 he ate ants.
Really?
Yeah,
I've heard that too. I have.
Really? The ants? Yeah. I've never heard the ants.
Yeah, or insects in general. Sometimes worms or.
I mean, my soy milk's fortified, and then I eat a lot of organically grown fruits and veggies, so it's on the outside of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, yeah. So I get mine from a B12 pill that just melts under my tongue, and then fortified. Sometimes I have almond milk, soy milk, rice milk, and some of that's fortified with B12 too. Yeah.
And it's fortified so much that like you're getting more than enough. People worry about B12
yeah, you need
a
such
lot.
a small amount of it.
You really need such a small amount of B12, and with the fortification
Yeah.
alone, you're fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So over the last 16 years, what do you think's been the biggest change for veganism for you?
Well, I think the internet is a huge development. I think it's fantastic, and I have many friends and followers on Facebook, and I communicate with people online who live in areas where some of them tell me, "Oh, I've never met another vegan in real life," and so it's awesome that they can have that online support system in any questions they have or anything. And like I said, I went vegan after reading Old McDonald's Factory Farm, but now we have films. You can watch Earthlings for free online, and all the YouTube videos like Meet Your Meat and things like that. So I think the internet is the biggest development, and with buying food, I noticed the vegan. Anyone, if they like all these different animal products, there are vegan versions of anything now. Day of Cheese is made in Canada, and for anyone who likes cheese, it melts the same and everything. I eat more whole foods now: fruits, veggies, beans, grains, nuts, and seeds. But when I first went vegan, I ate a lot of the vegan meats and vegan cheeses and things like that. So it's nice that they exist to help people with transitioning to veganism. And
Yeah, it's one thing I've noticed. The longer I've been vegan, the less and less I use the substitutes for dairy or for meat and everything.
yeah, yeah. Like when I first went vegan, I used to like ice cream. I'd buy vegan ice creams, but now I'm really into making smoothies. And if you put lots of frozen, bananas and other frozen fruits in there and a little bit of water to help blend, it's really just like eating ice cream, except it's all fruit. You can make it in your blender yourself.
Not to promote any products here or anything, but we got this machine called a Yonanas, and you put frozen bananas into it without anything else, and it comes out like ice cream. It's so great. You can put all sorts of frozen fruit in it, and then it's meant to make non-dairy dessert.
Cool. Yeah, I just use my blender for that. Just blenders work well too, but that sounds like a good thing.
I remember back then when all there really was Tofutti.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And Rice Dream.
Yeah,
which was
that's right.
really gross.
Yeah.
If you want to trip back through memory lane, I bought one of those boxed soy milks the other day just because it was like $1 or something, and so I tasted it. The taste just brought me back because it's so different than what soy milk tastes like now. Soy milk's so good now. That's all I have to say. It's so much easier.
I'm excited about the veggie products getting better and better tasting because, if you can have a product that people love the taste of it and it's better for you and it doesn't involve any cruelty, it's better for the environment, then why wouldn't they choose that over eating murdered animals?
I'm shocked at the amount of times that I hear someone who eats meat comment on how much better a vegan product tastes over a non-vegan product, and it happens all the time.
Good. I heard that there's some famous food critics who have been fooled. They had vegan chicken and they thought that they were eating actual flesh from chickens, and so when you have food critics, that's their job to taste food. When you're fooling them, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So how was your family when you became vegan? How was their reaction to it?
Well, there was a period of time where they kept wondering when's John going to start eating like a normal person again, and but they were very accommodating. Anytime I'd go to dinner at a family's place, they would have something there that I could eat. Or if they made mashed potatoes or something, they would have some separate potatoes before they added in the cow secretions and things like that. And so they were always very kind. But to this day, 16 years later, every single member of my family still eats meat, eggs, and dairy. So it's sad, but thanks to groups like Vegan Outreach, sending me leaflets, I can go promote veganism to strangers. And so yeah, that's what I tell people. Family can be tough, and but you can still make a difference by getting out there in the world and helping others.
Like every activist I've ever talked to, it's really true. Family is the hardest people to change.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so sometimes it's more impactful if you hear the message from a stranger. Maybe if you talk to my family and I talk to your family, we'd have better results.
For the first time in like the 16 or so years that I've been vegan, my mom finally made the switch over to vegetarianism in the last 2 years.
Oh, very good.
And
awesome.
it was because I showed her a video called Vegucated, actually, of all the videos. Have you heard of that one?
Awesome. Oh yeah, I've met Marissa. I went to a screening in Toronto of that film, and I think it's fantastic. I've heard from several friends online who said that helped them to go vegan. And the Marissa who made the film, she was saying like she liked the movie Earthlings and Forks Over Knives and things like that. She wanted to have a film that includes everything, the cruelty, the health aspects, and the environmental. So it's I love that movie too.
And it's not so in your face, like a lot of them can be, where like you watch Earthlings and it just makes you really sad, and this one doesn't make you as sad, but it still informs you.
Yeah, it's hopeful, and people can relate to the three people who try veganism. They can relate to them. They're just average people, and
it's like the thing with your videos is that it seems like you mix a message with some humor and a little more lightheartedness sometimes, and I don't think we get that enough. So like how did you decide to come to do that?
It just came about naturally. I don't know how that happened. Well, as an example, I remember going to a party. It was a vegan potluck, and there were a lot of younger people there, and like a rap song came on where the word "motherfucker" was in it. And I thought, I'm gonna write a song. I'll put on a wig and dress up like a rock star, and I'll have the word motherfucker. I'm sorry if I'm swearing on your podcast.
Oh, you're fine.
You can say whatever the fuck
okay?
you want.
Okay. And so I thought, hey, I'll say "go vegan, motherfucker." And so I don't know if you've seen that video, but it's just 3 words in the whole song: "Go vegan, motherfucker." And
it's one of my favorites.
Oh, thank you. And so people like that video, and that inspired me to keep making more songs like "Vegan as Fuck" and "Vegan fuck all night long" and all of that. I don't know. I just like to put on a show and be an entertainer, and then I think it's fun. I used to go to schools, and I do slideshows because I'm also into visual art and making art from found objects. So I used to like to go to schools and entertain and educate the children, be an edutainer. But now that I've come up with so many of these racy videos, I don't know if I'd ever be allowed to go to schools anymore. I gotta ruin that for myself. But through my videos, I have lots of videos for children and adults. There's something for everyone.
So you say you have a lot of racy videos. What's your most controversial video that you've had so far?
Well, there was one. It was a sexy surprise for adult vegans, it was called. And it had the most views of any video I've ever made, and there was no swearing, no nudity. All it is me. I don't know if you've seen that video. There's me making a licking motion with my tongue. And I had good intentions with that video because I've met vegan women online who say, oh, I wish I could find a vegan man, and I've never been with a vegan. And so I thought, hey, this could be something, because, I enjoy masturbating. I'm sure that a lot of these women do too. So
count me in.
It could be something that they watch, and they could have fun with it. And so I had good intentions. And but yeah, YouTube, they deleted that video. They said it violated their community guidelines, but it's still online because other people have uploaded it. Before mine got deleted from my account, somebody else had already uploaded it, and then I saw somebody else uploaded it too. And so yeah, that'd be the most controversial video because they say I look really creepy in that video. And yeah, maybe it's a little creepy. It's partly just acting and putting on a show too, like putting on the wig and the eyeliner and just being a character.
So how did you come up with the character that you portray in your videos?
Well, there's different characters. There's one of them is Cousin Zeke, and I grew up playing hockey, and as a result of a hockey accident, I have one tooth that broke off, so I have a flipper tooth, so it's a removable tooth. And I thought, hey, now that I can take out that tooth, that kind of gives me a bit of a lisp and changes my appearance a little bit. So I put on a wig and a backwards baseball hat, and I started to speak kind of like what I thought like a redneck would sound like. And so I have one video where there's Cousin Zeke, the vegan redneck, and he talks to a neo-hippie carnist named Mountainweed who wears a pot on his head because he's a pothead. And so, Cousin Zeke is one of the characters. And then, when I dress up like a rock star, the wig helps. It gives me. I used to when I played drums in bands. I had long hair, but now I have a receded hairline, and long hair doesn't look good on me anymore, so I keep it short now. But it's fun to put on the wigs. I don't know if you ever seen. There's a band. You can see their videos online. They're called Steel Panther, and they were an inspiration as far as because 3 of the guys in the band don't have long hair. They just put on the wigs when they perform, and it helps them to have even more confidence, and loosen up and go into character and just be a rock star. So I find that helps with me as well.
So the characters is a way of getting yourself out there and getting the confidence to actually perform these.
Yeah, well, I have the confidence too. Without a wig on or anything, I just have that confidence because it's all baby steps. One of my favorite quotes is by Neil Donald Walsh: "Life begins at the end of your comfort zone." So I feel uncomfortable sometimes, like with Vegans Fuck All Night Long. When I first posted that, I thought, oh my gosh, this is really, I'm talking about sucking cock and licking pussy and all that. And I thought, I don't know how people are going to take this, but a lot of them loved it. So, that gives me more confidence to keep on with it. But also, I found that a lot of women, they like the long hair for some reason. And so I do it for them too. Hey, I'm being a show person. If you'd like to see me with tight pants and long hair on, then sure, I'll do that for you if you get the videos, if it'll get people watching them. As an artist, it's nice when lots of people check out your work. It's better than if you're just talking to a wall.
Oh yeah, for sure. So do you have a writing schedule? As you're like, I'm gonna make a video this week, and just force yourself to do it, or just do it when inspiration comes?
Yeah, both ways. Sometimes, when inspiration comes, I remember I was just sitting on my sister's couch the one time, and all of a sudden I pedal my vegan ass. That just popped into my head, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is so awesome. So I wrote a song about how I eat vegan food, and then pedal my vegan ass because I ride a bike all over the place. I don't have a car. But sometimes, inspiration strikes, or sometimes I'll just pick up the guitar and just start playing, and something will just come to me. And I love the creative process. I think of it, it's like little gifts from the universe. Who knows where they come from? It just pops into my head.
So what do you have to?
I have to go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was interrupting you.
Oh no.
What do you say to all the different comments you get from vegans? Because I've seen both positive and negative comments from the vegan community.
Oh yeah, lots of positive and negative. Yeah, there's mixed opinions on my work, and to the positive opinions, I say, thank you. Thanks for inspiring me to keep on with this. And then for the negative opinions, I say, well, a lot of them will say, oh, you make vegans look crazy and you're making this look like a joke. But I think it's fun. And I think that I'm being funny and entertaining. And comedy, I think it can take a certain amount of intelligence to understand comedy. A lot of it goes over people's heads and they take it literally. They don't look, see the humor in it. I don't take it personally, and I have had fun. I recently made John Sakars reads mean YouTube comments. I made 4 of the videos, and I just read some of the comments that people write, and I had fun with that because this may seem a little strange. It's strange to a lot of people, but I've done a lot of thinking about this, and I think that it seems to me right now that free will is an illusion, and that it's all just genetics and life experiences. So if someone writes a nasty comment, I think, well, if I had that person's genetics and life experiences, I would have written that exact same comment. So, and if they had my genetics and life experiences, they would have made the video that I made. So, I look at life as like it's an amusement park and we're all on different rides and, we're all doing I know it still seems strange to me to think that free will is an illusion, but I don't really take credit for the things that I've done. It's just that it just happens and it is what it is. And yeah.
I really like that. I like that you brought it up because it's been something that I've read a little bit about, and it's basically how the predispositions in your neurons in your brain, it forces the certain outcome. It's not like a God thing per se.
Yeah, and I feel grateful to be who I am because I think I like that I'm living my life, being a vegan, and I think it's better to not eat animals and not eat murder victims and their secretions. And I'm glad that I get pleasure from doing activism. When I go out and hand leaflets, I feel good about that. So that's why I do it, because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. So because I recently, this past summer, I went to Australia for 3 months, and I met a friend in Melbourne, and she said, "Hey, John, you want to come out with me tonight?" So late at night, like we went to, I went to 7 different factory farms during my time in Australia. And that first night we went to a battery cage egg farm, and she said, the lights were on and people were home. It was about 11 or 12 at night. And I was nervous, but life begins at the end of your comfort zone. So I thought, okay, let's do some trespassing in a foreign country. So we snuck past the farmhouse and we got inside, and then you slide open the doors, and the door, none of these doors were locked in these factory farms. So I'm inside, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in a battery cage egg farm. We went to, the battery cage egg farm, 2 broiler chicken sheds, a turkey farm, a duck farm, 2 piggeries. And I got to see what's happening to the animals, and I got to smell the stench and hear the racket. And that was a life-changing experience. Absolutely. And so now it feels good to know, that now that I've met these animals and looked them in the eye, and to be helping to liberate them, it's a wonderful feeling.
So, sorry, I was just remembering my first time ever being to a slaughterhouse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a one really close by here that's right off a public road, and what they've done in our state now though is made it illegal to even take pictures of the facilities, slaughterhouses or factory farmings, even from public ways.
We were one of the first states in the United States to implement ag-gag laws.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. See, I was there when I was going to these factory farms, and I was posting about it on Facebook, and several Americans were saying, "Be careful, John. You could get thrown in jail." And in Australia and Canada, maybe it's a little easier to do something like this. I'd probably maybe be a little afraid to do something like that in the United States and in certain states that have the ag-gag laws.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's instant terrorism here.
Yeah, you'll be thrown away for terrorism.
So one of the things that I really like, and I think you touched on it with your comments a little bit, is that so much of activism is so serious that not a lot is done for the activist community in general. And that's one of the things we've always tried to do with our podcast is, it's a little more relaxed. It's for the community itself. It's not, for outsiders to bring in, just to, things don't have to be serious all the time. We can be here to support each other. That's what I like about your videos. It's more, seems, it can be good for that aspect of, take a breather. It's okay to not be so uptight all the time. Yeah.
And also I've had the last podcast I was on, they're not even vegans. They just saw my videos and they thought they're funny. So they said, hey, let's interview this guy. So it's nice when I can make videos that just average people like to watch. And some new development that's been going on, I notice, is that I'll suddenly get a lot of views on my videos, and it's from a lot of nasty comments. And it's because I guess there's different websites that people just like to upload videos and make fun of the people. So they're doing that with me. But hey, at least they're watching and getting seeds planted. So that's good.
Yeah, totally. Mm-hmm.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Spreading the message is spreading the message. You're not out there. You're not being sexist. You're not being racist. You're not being homophobic. It's just spreading the message. So.
Yeah, I recently had someone saying I was being sexist because I made a silly little song just for fun. It was called I Love the Vegan Women on Facebook.
Yeah, we just watched that one today.
Oh, thank you. And women love it, but then I've had people saying it's sexist because it should be I love the vegan people on Facebook. And I understand that, I do love the vegan people on Facebook, and I mentioned that in the song. I love the pre-vegans too and everything, but it's just a fun song. I'm a heterosexual, so I don't think that really every song has to be bisexual. I think it's okay to have a love song where you're talking about loving women if you're,
Yeah, it's your perspective.
Everyone has their own perspective, yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
But I do have several songs, even though I'm heterosexual, I do have several songs that, I want all the vegans to have enjoy singing some of the lyrics, like in Vegans Fuck All Night Long, I talk about, licking vaginas and sucking penises, just so, because it's fun, I don't mind making bisexual songs, but not every song has to be bisexual.
Well, thanks for including me in there.
Yeah.
So how long does it take you to actually create these videos? Because one of the things we've thought about doing is doing more video things, but we have no fucking idea where to even start.
Yeah, well, I started out very, very simply. I used Windows Movie Maker and a cheap camera that I got from my brother, and I used that for years. I made hundreds of videos, but then I got a new computer that was a little better, and then now I use Sony Vegas, and what really ups the quality of my videos is I've invested in a green screen, and it was very affordable, and so now I have the green screen and 4 lights, 2 lights on the green screen, and then 2 on me. And then I could start doing magical things, like I can make a band where it's all me, one on bass guitar, one on guitar, one on vocals, and I have one video. It used to be called Holocaust Shed, but people got offended that I used the word Holocaust, and I don't want to scare people away from watching my videos. I don't want to push people away, so I just changed it to the Shed. But what it was, it's about 150 of me naked in a room, and I don't know if you've seen that video, but that, like, something like that could take a while. I think that took about a week because there's so many different people and it takes time to render. I could add like 10 people at a time and then render it. They're all over the board. A lot of them I can finish in a day, but now that I'm starting to get a little more involved, some of them can take a few days or a week. Yeah, the green screen is so much fun. I should have got one a long time ago. It's just amazing how, I can do artwork. I could make a painting and then put myself in the artwork. And then I've been collaborating with people. A woman made a kitchen scene for me. And then I made a song called Bitchin' Vegan Kitchen. And then it's fun with a green screen. I can be in this kitchen that she drew. So yeah, it's really.
How big is your green screen?
It's 10 feet wide by 20 feet long, so when it folds out, I don't have enough space to roll the whole thing out, but it's enough space where, I could be standing on it, and then you can see my whole body, and you chroma key out the color green, and then it can be anywhere.
Cool.
Yeah, and anything you want to learn about making videos, you can learn about it. Any questions you have, you can learn online, find videos about how to do what you want to do.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, a lot of people are nervous about making videos, but the way I explain it to them, you don't have to be nervous because it could just be you in a room by yourself with the camera. You just turn it on and speak. You don't have to be shy because you're just talking to a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
And watch it. If you don't like how you look or sound, then delete it. Or if you do like it, then you can upload it and share it with a friend and get their opinion. And then, so there's no need to be, I encourage people, even if you just go make a 30-second video and you tell your vegan story, you say, my name's so-and-so, and this is why I'm vegan. And nobody can fault you for that. You're just telling your personal story.
I'd actually like to collaborate with a whole bunch of people to get their vegan stories and release it as something. That would be really cool. Just a whole bunch of.
There was a project trying to do that a couple years ago, and they got about 30 people, and then the project kind of like ground to a halt. I don't know why.
I think I've done it before. I've released it, but I never saw my story go out there.
Yeah.
I have a small green screen. I got it with something that I was doing for some production, and I just never use it. I'll have to pull it out sometime and play around with it.
Yeah, it's really fun to play with, and you want to be a little bit away from it because you don't want to cast a shadow on it because it has to be all the same color green. So I stand about 5 feet away from my green screen so I don't cast any shadows on it, and then it's just magical.
Awesome.
My mind's just swimming with possibilities with a green screen.
Oh yeah. You can make anything happen. Like in the Holocaust Shed video, now it's called the Shed. What I did, I cut off a little bit of the green screen and I wrapped it around an arm and a leg, so it looked like I was missing limbs. Because that's what they did in Forrest Gump with Lieutenant Dan. They had the green material on his lower legs so they could make it look like he was a double amputee. So yeah, the only limit is your imagination, with a green screen and yeah.
That's awesome. That's a lot of fun. So,
yeah, and the fact that me by myself in a basement on a very low budget with a piece of green material, it's awesome with how technology is able to allow us to do these. Anything you can imagine is just great.
Has it ever blown your mind when you see how many people see some of your videos? I mean, because some of them will be, in the high hundreds or the thousands, and all of a sudden you'll have some that are over 100,000.
Yeah, it's taken a long time. I made videos for a long time. it wasn't until I made Ship Meat Eater say a couple of years ago that I finally had a video get to over 100,000. And to this day, I only have 2 videos that are over 100,000. The sexy surprise for adult vegans, that one got deleted, but that was over 250,000.
Wow.
But then I feel jealous, I guess. Well, there are so many people who have videos in the millions of hits, and I wonder how they do it. But I'm just grateful for the views that I do get. And anytime anyone, it's not always the number of views. If I could change the life of one person, if I can inspire one person to go vegan or something, then that's awesome. That's great.
So, how does when you hit that 100,000 mark, does YouTube start paying? I know at some point YouTube starts paying. Have you gotten a part of their affiliate program like that, or received any money?
Well, I became a YouTube partner. I have almost 3,000 subscribers on my main YouTube account, and I've monetized several of my videos, but I've never received a cent from YouTube. I don't know how that works. Maybe so much money. I think $100 has to accumulate before they send you any money, and that hasn't happened yet. So I just do it. I've gotten some donations from people, and sometimes I started a new thing. Now that I'm like a little D-list YouTube celebrity or something, I've had people wanting to make videos. It's my partner's birthday. Make a little video. So I've been making little videos for people for $10, something like that. But it's.
So has your ventures on YouTube been completely self-funded then?
Oh, absolutely. Definitely self-funded, for sure. But I'm in the basement here. My sister and her boyfriend rent this house, and I'm paying $200 a month rent. So I'll do odd jobs. I helped a friend paint her condo recently and made a couple bucks. So, and I've worked jobs. The last 2 jobs I had were I was a room attendant at a hotel, and I'll work for a while and save up all my money, and then I can take time off to do my art and activism because I have a pretty low cost of living. I've never owned a cell phone. I don't have a car. I ride my bicycle. I buy just basic food. I'm straight edge. I don't drink alcohol or spend money on cigarettes or, a gym membership. I don't go to fancy restaurants. So as long as I can have a roof over my head and a computer and a video camera and a guitar and I can make my videos, then I'm happy.
So did veganism introduce you to the straight edge scene?
Hello? Hi, sorry, I couldn't hear you for your voice.
Oh, sorry. I said, did veganism introduce you to the straight edge lifestyle?
No, well, see, I grew up and I had some problems with my father and then a stepfather being, abusive alcoholics. And so that really turned me off alcohol. I got drunk once when I was 17. I was at a party and I drank vodka and orange juice and I threw up at my dishwasher job the next day. And I thought, I don't really want to get into this alcohol business. And one time I was in my early 30s and I was with my brother and some friends at a bar, and they all wanted me to see me drink a beer. So they took up a collection, and there was $100 for me to drink 1 glass of beer. So I drank it, but I just never got into alcohol because I never wanted to become, like my father or my stepfather and become a crazy abusive alcoholic. So that made it easy for me to not get into alcohol. Then marijuana, I tried a couple times, and I thought I don't want to get into that because all the potheads I saw, they like to just sit around and play video games, and they weren't really the most inspirational people I knew. So veganism and straight edge to me were separate things. I was more straight edge before I became vegan. But I like to not have to spend money on crap that I don't need. It's nice to know that I just need oxygen and water and fruits and veggies, and I'm fine. I have some family members who are addicted to smoking cigarettes and alcohol, and they're spending all this money, and it's not good for you anyway. So.
Yeah, that can get expensive.
Yeah.
Damn straight it can. I don't do any of it, but so what's your typical food day like? Like you say you live pretty minimalist. Like what's your average meal like?
Well, it's really different. Let's see. I like beans and rice and lots of smoothies. I love smoothies. They're my favorite. Today I made a smoothie from bananas, pears, and dates. And so I have lots of fruit. I'm not a raw foodist, but I do like eating lots of fruits and veggies. And I do steam some vegetables. Like I like kale. And sometimes I'll throw it in a smoothie, make a green smoothie. But my favorite with kale is just to steam it a little bit and put some lemon juice on it. Or I'll have steamed broccoli. I'm not really. I spend a lot of time making videos and being creative, so I like to spend my time doing that rather than going in the kitchen and spending lots of time making a big fancy feast. I just make simple things so I can get back to work and making my videos. Or I like I have some bread, whole grain bread, some cereal, burritos, just elaborate on the things I eat. Yeah.
Do you mind if I take a break real quick? I really gotta pee really badly.
Oh, go for it.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Sorry about that. Hold on 1 second.
No worries. I made you wait. I was figuring out my audio problem.
All right, 1 second.
Hello, my friends. John Sakars here. Today, I would like to encourage you to not suck corporate cock.
You still there?
Yep.
Okay, sorry. I've been drinking so much tea to try to get my voice back together. It's just...
Yeah, I made a video today. It's just called Happy Veganversary, and it's on YouTube now. And I had just seen on Facebook people posting, oh, it's my veganversary today. And so I thought it'd be fun to make a video that people can listen to on their veganversary and celebrate. I don't remember my veganversary. I don't remember exactly what day I went vegan. I just know it was in 1998. But for anyone going vegan, it's nice if you can jot down the day where you decided to go vegan, and then every year you can celebrate your veganversary.
I wish I knew mine. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I was way too young.
Yeah. I know that I think I stopped eating chicken. The way that I went vegan is that I stopped eating meat, but I still ate chicken and fish sometimes, and then
So that means you didn't stop eating meat.
Well, yeah, I know. But then I stopped that, and then I finally went vegan after everything. But I remember I stopped eating chicken on my birthday, and so that's the only one that I got. The only date that I remember. I don't remember anything else.
Yeah.
I was vegetarian. Oh, sorry. I was going to say I was vegetarian for 2 years before I became vegan.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really wish I knew mine. So if you wouldn't mind, we could actually put that on at the end of the podcast for people.
Oh, that'd be fun. Sure.
Would there be any other videos you would like us to put on for you?
Oh, let's see. Well, you mentioned about the green screen work. It would be nice. It's called The Shed, and it's the one where there's about 150 of me in a room, and I think that's a good one to show because it really shows you what you can do with a simple piece of green fabric behind you, or you could even just paint a wall green and make that your green screen. It's pretty. I think that's a good example of the technology of what you can do.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll put those on. That'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, cool.
So
and then for anyone, Ship Media to say is definitely probably a favorite for all my friends on Facebook, and that's their favorite. I would say, is that one.
Cool. So you were saying that you were listing some of the things that you eat, but what's your all-time favorite thing to make?
I would say smoothies for sure. It's just wonderful. Well, and then as far as once in a while, I'll treat myself to like burritos. I would absolutely definitely love burritos for sure. So probably smoothies and burritos would be my two favorites little treats that I have. Yeah, and once in a while vegan cookies. Growing up, my mother called me the cookie monster, and I'd be getting up in the middle of the night. She'd hear a little kid going through the cupboards and going to have some cookies.
That's me every day.
My wife loves burritos too. What's your favorite thing to put in your burrito?
Beans and rice, and then mainly I am kind of lazy as far as buying. I like making them. I generally don't make them so much. I more so buy them if I'm somewhere.
Yeah. Is there a brand that makes vegan ones in Ontario? Or you're not Niagara Falls, right?
Yeah, I'm in Niagara Falls. There aren't any vegan restaurants, unfortunately. But there's a burrito place where I can go and get a vegan burrito. Or if I go to vegan restaurants, often, like if I visit Toronto, or when I was in Australia, there were several vegan restaurants that I went to, and that'd be a favorite of mine if I'm at a vegan restaurant, is ordering a burrito. Yeah.
So how can people connect with you online?
Well, I'm on Facebook, And I got lucky with my name. It's a pretty unique name. If you go on YouTube or Facebook and type in John Sakars, then I'm the only one that comes up. So makes it easy to find me. So yeah, on Facebook or on YouTube. I had a YouTube account, and then in 2011, May 2011, I had lots of views and everything. And then YouTube deleted 3 of my videos. Then they terminated my whole account, so I lost everything, and I had to start all over again.
Oh no!
I had the videos saved, so I just had to upload them again. But I lost all my subscribers and all my views. So now I kind of spread it around a little bit. So I have 3 YouTube accounts. So if I lose one of them, at least I don't lose all my videos. But I have the one main YouTube account and 2 other accounts. And if anyone ever wanted to email me about something, jsakars@yahoo.ca.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Do you have any questions for us?
Well, I'll look it up. I'll be able to find. Do you know how long it would take before I'd like to post a link to this podcast on my wall on Facebook.
Yeah, this will go live on Monday, and then we'll have our assistant or our producer send you all the information on it.
Yeah, and I'm happy to speak with pre-vegans. I love that, but it was a nice surprise to know that you're both vegans. So that was really awesome to know that. So good for you. That's awesome that you're out there.
Oh, awesome! Thank you. Well, we end every show saying "fuck, shit, damn." Would you mind saying it for us today?
Fuck, shit, damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck, shit, damn.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Nice meeting you.
Hey, have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Happy Veganversary! Happy Veganversary! Today is the anniversary of the day when you went vegan. Happy Veganversary! Happy Veganversary! Today is the anniversary of the day when you went vegan. Thank you for living your values. Thank you for living with integrity. Thank you for being kind to animals. Thank you for being vegan. Happy Veganversary! Happy Veganversary! Today's the anniversary of the day when you went vegan. Happy Veganversary! Happy Veganversary! Today is the anniversary of the day when you went vegan. The planet thanks you for being vegan. The animals thank you for being vegan. I thank you for being vegan. Everybody thanks you for being vegan. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Happy Veganversary, Chris. On behalf of Nancy and myself and all of the animals of the world, thank you very much for being vegan. Thanks for everything you do to make the world a better place. I hope you have a wonderful Veganversary and have some yummy vegan food and have a good time. So all the best to you. Go vegan, everybody.
This week, you heard
Fugazi, Pink Frost.
And right now you're listening to
Blue Sky, Black Death, 13.
And as always, El Comandantes.
Which side are you on? You know what?
What's that?
I don't know why this popped into my head right now,
Yes.
but I loved going to that dead economics professor's estate sale.
Yeah.
He had the largest collection of communist and anarchist literature I've ever seen in one location.
But he was getting the anarchist literature because it was a critique on Marx, right?
Oh, yeah, most of it was a critique on anarchism from a communist perspective.
And you mean a critique on
it was
Marxism from an anarchist?
yeah, on both.
Okay.
Right? So it wasn't most of his anarchist literature wasn't just straight up, anarchism. It was always a critique one way or the other.
Yeah.
Because he was a clear communist.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can kind of tell from
when you go into some place and they have the complete works of Engels on an entire 4-foot shelf.
Yeah, The fact that he has angles.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, that should say something. For sure.
And then he had like 6 books on Marx's critique of labor profit.
Yeah.
Profit models.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It was really interesting. It was quite awesome. I got 2 books. I got a book critiquing Kropotkin and a book critiquing Bakunin.
You mean Bakunin critiquing Marxism?
Yeah, sorry.
And Kropotkin critiquing.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Clarify for hell's sakes.
But I got them for 50 cents each.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't complain about that. What was that?
Will you read them?
Yeah, totally. I wouldn't have bought them otherwise.
Yeah.
So
I just find a lot of old anarchists very dry.
No, I definitely do too.
I try to read some of it, but sometimes it's just like I don't feel it's like relevant all the time because it's
I've
so
never
far
had a
past.
hard time reading Bakunin.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but Berkman I've always had a really hard time with.
Chomsky's actually pretty dry.
I have a very hard time with Chomsky.
And he's modern, so
unless I can take Chomsky in like the pamphlet form.
Yeah.
Like the small essays and things like that. I'm fine with that. But yeah.
This whole episode is about veganism. We just started talking about anarchism. Whatever.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
Yeah, we're both. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny.
It is kind of funny. What's more important to you, veganism or anarchism?
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. I like how you dodged that question.
Yeah. There you go. So, you can always like us and all the things you...
Yeah, all that. But we need 2 people for a test on a podcast we want to do. We need 2 people.
It's probably not the appropriate place to post this because no one's listening at this point. But...
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be either at this point. But hey, if you're listening and you would be at all interested, the idea is nothing to do with anarchism or veganism or activism in general.
But it would be part of this collective.
It would be part of the collective. It's more of a game style show. So
we're kind of looking for someone who identifies as male and someone who identifies as female. Not that that's important.
Just different than us.
Yeah, because we're both white, heterosexual males. So
speak for yourself.
Well, I am a white, heterosexual male.
Just because I'm married a woman does not make me heterosexual.
Touché. I apologize, Jeremy.
I mean, I do identify as heterosexual, don't get me wrong, but don't make those assumptions, asshole.
I didn't make an assumption, I knew. Except for you did fondle my balls the other night. So.
See? Don't make assumptions.
So
and I prefer the pronoun yo.
And I prefer the pronoun fondle my balls. No, yo's actually a really good one. I like yo.
I like yo too.
Z's kind of just hard for me to
I don't like it. I can't remember it. It's confusing to me.
Yeah. Yo's interesting.
Whatevs.
They confuses me a lot of the time because I'm like, oh, you're talking about one person, not 2.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, it's just hard.
Yeah.
But I like yo.
Whatever people prefer, I really don't care.
I don't care either.
And most people who really care, they don't care as long as you try.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you do care, then you're kind of just an asshole.
Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, you can rate us on iTunes.
Follow us on social media.
Yeah. If you rate us on iTunes, though, it does help us get more listeners. And right now our ratings... We don't really have a lot of ratings compared to our listeners, so it'd be cool.
No, not at all.
It'd be cool if some people could just, 5-star it up.
No, for reals.
Yeah, and then just comment. It'd be great.
Yeah, and also if you're going to buy anything on Amazon, use our link so Amazon doesn't get all your money and we get a little bit of it. Doesn't cost you anything. Fucks Amazon over a little bit, but it only fucks them over if you're already planning on using them.
Yeah.
So do that.
And then... you can find that on whichsidepodcast.com. Just click on the Amazon little button and it'll link you to Amazon. And you can go about your business normally from that point.
Yeah, have fun, guys.
Word. Fuck shit damn.
Which Side is produced by the Which Side Media Collective.